After much careful deliberation, a panel of 57 motoring journalists from right across Europe...
Not us.
No, you're right, not us, but they've decided that the 1998 Car of the Year is the Alfa Romeo 156.
They liked its style, its value, its performance and its handling. And they decided that of all the cars launched this year, it's the best.
The trouble is, the Alfa wasn't launched in Britain this year, so it can't be our Car of the Year. Anyway, those 57 motoring journalists can't always be trusted to make the most sensible choice.
I mean, in 1982, they went for the almost unbelievably tedious Renault 9, a car of such spectacular longevity that here we are 15 years on, and I can't find one anywhere. This is a Renault 11, but shh, same sort of thing.
A few years earlier, they went for the Rover SD1, even though the few cars that wormed their way down the Trotsky production line fell to pieces after just 5 minutes on the road.
In 1979, with particularly cloudy vision, they selected the Talbot Horizon. What they didn't realise was that 2,000 miles down the line, the engine would sound like a pair of castanets and the gear lever would come off in your hand. Mind you, it was French.
The trouble is, a car that's good in France or Norway or Greece isn't necessarily any good in Britain, which is why we've decided to wind up the series this year with something new.
Yep, what we've done is looked back at all the cars we tested in 1997, and we are going to name the Top Gear Car of the Year. Well, it's obvious, isn't it? The best car we drove in 1997 was the Ferrari 550. It has a colossal V12 engine and goes round corners even better than it goes down straights. And it's a Ferrari. You just can't do better.
No, 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 no. Of course you can do better. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the new Porsche 911. It's less than half the price of the Ferrari. It's now got 300 horsepower, it's got wall-to-wall airbags, it's got the most superb race-developed ABS brakes. It really is a genuine, use-it-everyday supercar.
Tiff, it can't possibly be the Car of the Year because the engine is in the wrong place.
No, it's not.
It is, it's at the back. When did you ever see a horse pushing a cart?
Look, when I got hit up the backside on the A34, I wanted the engine in the back.
You're being ridiculous. The engine should be in the front.
Stop quicker!
It's dull. I know people who are cancelling orders for that car.
Children arguing about their supercars. It isn't the 911 and it isn't the Ferrari F50. What neither of these two imbeciles realise is that when you're choosing a new car, the most important consideration is value for money. Which is why our Car of the Year should be the Volkswagen Passat. It's got millimetrically precise German build quality. It's astonishingly economical, has wonderful second-hand values, and will outlast even Barbara Cartland.
Quentin really likes this car, but you know something? Quentin also likes the music of Roger Whittaker.
And anyway, Quentin, if value for money is the main criteria, you'd end up picking something like this, the Daihatsu Move, which is not only one cylinder short of an engine, but is probably the most ridiculous car ever made.
Here's the thing, our Car of the Year will offer good value for money, but it certainly won't be the Citroën Zara, because we're also looking for style and panache.
I still think it should be the Porsche 911. Well, I still think it should be the 911.
Tiff, will you leave the 911? Jenham has given up on the Ferrari 550, and even I'm not trying to defend the Mercedes A-Class, am I?
Upside down, boy, you turn me inside out and round.
But Mercedes did launch a very good car this year, and that's the CLK. So good, in fact, that you could buy one on the Monday and sell it on the Tuesday for £10,000 more than you paid for it. Mind you, I suppose you're going to tell me your beloved Jaguar is better.
Yes, I am actually. You see, when I tested the CLK, its electric windows broke. Now, when I tested the Jaguar XJR here, its electric windows didn't break. Mind you, it did rupture my spleen. Enough, I'll talk! I'll talk! Stop! Stop! The XJR is £10,000 less than its German rivals, yet it's even more luxurious. And it is amazingly fast. With a supercharged V8 engine, rumour has it, this thing gets from 0 to 60 in 4.7 seconds.
But you don't have to fork out £50,000 for serious performance. For just 37 grand, you could have the new Chevrolet Corvette.
Quentin, the Chevrolet Corvette is a cheap bit of American plastic that only comes in left-hand drive. It's got no style whatsoever.
Tiff, you are in no position to lecture me on style dressed in a shirt like that.
And you are in your faded blue jeans with your Ray Wilkins haircut.
Tiff, the Corvette will do 175 miles an hour.
If I may interrupt, in a straight line, what happens, Tiff, if you get to a corner in a Corvette?
You crash.
Exactly.
Look, it will do 60 in 4.9 seconds. That is just 0.2 of a second slower than your Jaguar.
I know, but 0.2 matters, for heaven's sake.
It doesn't matter.
It does. If you live to be 70, that's 600,000 hours. That's all you've got. If every time you accelerate to 60, you're losing 0.2 of a second, you're wasting your life.
All right. Answer me just one question. Have you, in point of fact, ever actually driven the new Corvette?
No.
There you are, by his own admission, television's tallest twerp.
You know something amazing? There are some cars we all like. We love the look of the new Peugeot 406 Coupe and think the 2-litre version is a good bet, but the V6 is too pricey. The new Honda NSX is just stunning, but it's a supercar, a dream car, and as such, it can't be our car of the year.
And it's not as good as a 911.
Or a 550.
This too was the year when we found two excellent diesels, surprisingly enough. The first was the Volkswagen Golf, a beltingly quick and interesting little car, and the second is the wonderful Mercedes 300 Estate, which could rattle to 60 in 8 seconds.
We thought the Ford Explorer was a good, big bruiser, and at the other end of the scale, I fell completely in love with the little Peugeot 106 GTI.
And of course, this was the year that Nissan finally brought their superb Skyline GTR to Britain.
In fact, there have been a lot of blindingly good new cars this year, but we've managed to come up with a short list.
The Land Rover Freelander.
The Ford Puma.
And the winner is the Porsche 911.
Shut up, shirt.
It isn't the 911, and nor is it the Land Rover Freelander. We were hugely impressed by this car's dynamic abilities, especially off the road. We like the prices, which start at £16,000, but best of all, we just loved this car's style. It's just this reliability business. Land Rover are adamant that the cars you buy will be bulletproof, but the pre-production models tested by our sister magazine and our sister radio programme both had problems.
Which just leaves the Ford Puma. I love the Puma's price, 14.5 grand. The fact that it's going to have blue chip second-hand values, be cheap and easy to service, and that there's a Ford dealer on every corner. Jeremy loves it because it's huge fun to drive, is cheeky, feisty and fashionable. Which means there's just one thing stopping the Puma from being our Top Gear car of the year. Tiff hasn't driven it yet.
However, as night falls, he's about to. A number of directions there, Tiff, all in one go.
Well, I had to get away, didn't I? So, fool them.
Oh, we're dead. Go on then, what's it like?
It's revs away. Look, 6,500 miles an hour in fourth. It's a racy little machine.
I suggest the middle pedal. I'd use that middle pedal now. Now.
Leslie Father, I have said, cut a sick bag.
So do you like the way the back comes round then, Tiff?
Just a treat. Yeah, you can put it where you want it, flick it in.
And I'll remind you, we've got 3 up.
You've lost it this time.
I think we like it, everybody.
Give it a flick. Whoa, about another gear. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh, God.
Change gear in the middle of a slide like that. What are you doing now? Oh, I hate every molecule in your body. Now what's he doing? So, well, we all agreed.
Unequivocally, yes.
You like it?
Brilliant.
You like it?
I'll vote for it.
Done.
Top Gear, Car of the Year.